The company Nike, which is a worldwide leader in sports footwear and clothing, has been involved in a number of scandals over the years, which have had an effect on both its brand image and its business operations. The video provides an in-depth study of each problem that Nike has faced, and it digs into the key hurdles that the company has faced. Allegations about labor practices and sweatshops have been made. The labor policies of Nike have seen significant changes during the 1990s. Additionally, what steps has the corporation taken to address complaints about the working conditions of its employees? During the 1990s, Nike was subjected to a considerable deal of criticism for the labor methods that it used at its factories located in Asia, notably in countries such as Indonesia. Reports revealed poor working conditions, low salaries, and the employment of children in the workforce. Workers were exposed to excessive hours, physical abuse, and dangerous settings, according to investigations conducted by activist organizations and the media to uncover the situation. Gender discrimination and workplace culture. In order to address charges of gender discrimination and to establish a more fair workplace, what kinds of structural adjustments has Nike implemented? Additionally, charges of a hostile work environment and discrimination against women were made against Nike in 2018. In a lawsuit that was brought by former female workers, the corporation was accused of fostering a culture that tolerated gender prejudice, which included salary and promotion inequities, as well as instances of sexual harassment. Because of the lawsuit and the ensuing media attention, Nike decided to undertake an internal examination, which ultimately led to the departure of some of the company's senior executives. An advertisement featuring Colin Kaepernick has become the subject of controversy. What kind of long-term consequences did Nike's ad featuring Colin Kaepernick have on the company's brand image and its financial performance specifically? Colin Kaepernick, a former quarterback in the National Football League who is renowned for kneeling during the playing of the national anthem in order to protest racial inequality, was featured in an advertising campaign that Nike unveiled in September of 2018. "Believe in something" is the slogan that the campaign is using. The phrase, even if it means sacrificing everything, elicited a range of responses from people. Colin Kaepernick advertisement controversy. What kind of impact do discoveries such as those included in the Paradise Papers have on the faith that consumers and investors have in a particular brand? The Paradise Papers, which were released in 2017, revealed that Nike has used offshore corporations in order to avoid paying taxes. There are allegations that the corporation moved ownership of its swoosh trademark to a subsidiary located in Bermuda. This gave the company the ability to charge royalties to its European headquarters, which is located in the Netherlands. This strategy successfully transferred earnings to tax-free nations, drawing condemnation for unethical financial activities. Allegations of labor forced by force. The question is, what steps can Nike take to guarantee that its supply chain is free from human rights violations and other forms of forced labor? The Uyghur Muslim minority in China's Xinjiang area has been the subject of claims that Nike has benefited from forced labor in recent years. These allegations have been of special concern to Nike. Following this, a number of investment management companies have submitted shareholder resolutions in which they urge Nike to raise its level of openness and adopt more stringent measures to guarantee that human rights are protected across its supply chain. Market challenges and competition. What kinds of measures does Nike have at its disposal to combat the meteoric ascent of rivals in the footwear sector, such as Skechers? On the other hand, Nike has had difficulties in preserving its dominant position in the market. In the year 2024, there were indications that suggested a drop in sales and market share. Consumers who were looking for alternatives were drawn to Skechers because of its emphasis on inexpensive and comfortable footwear, which contributed to the business's development to the position of third-largest footwear manufacturer in the world. Mistakes in strategic planning and leadership. What kind of effects may sudden changes in leadership have on a company's capacity to recover from mistakes in both its financial and strategic operations? After a time that was characterized by falling sales and tactics that were criticized, Nike went through a leadership shift in the latter half of the year 2024. The CEO, John Donahoe, resigned from his position. As a result of Donahoe's concentration on a digital-driven strategy and direct-to-consumer sales, the company experienced huge losses, including a decline in market valuation of $28 billion. Legal disputes with athletes. When it comes to brand ties and athlete collaborations, how can legal conflicts with endorsers impact such relationships? Nike has engaged in legal conflicts with high-profile athletes. Odell Beckham Jr., a wide receiver for the National Football League, filed a lawsuit against Nike in 2024, claiming that the business had purposely decreased shoe sales and withheld royalties. The case was for $20 million. Even though neither side received any monetary judgments as a result of the case's conclusion, it brought to light the conflicts that exist between Nike and its endorsers. Environmental, social, and governance concerns and shareholder activism. What are some successful ways for businesses to strike a compromise between the expectations of shareholders and the need to enhance environmental, social, and governance practices? Environmental, social, and governance (ESG) concerns have increased investor pressure on Nike. At the end of September 2024, Norway's sovereign wealth fund voted in favor of a resolution that advocated for the enhancement of the rights of textile workers. There were charges of wage theft and gender-based violence against Nike, which led to the company receiving criticism for having poor labor standards in its supply chain. Product oversaturation and brand dilution. What kind of an influence does the oversaturation of products have on the way consumers perceive the uniqueness of luxury or premium brands? Concerns regarding the dilution of the brand have arisen as a result of Nike's strategy of flooding the market with popular product lines such as the Air Force One and the Air Jordans. Several analysts argue that the excessive exposure of these items has resulted in a reduction in their attraction and uniqueness, which has contributed to a decline in sales. In conclusion, the history of Nike is characterized by a dynamic combination of significant disputes and groundbreaking technological advancements. The capacity of Nike to innovate, link itself with cultural trends, and employ daring marketing methods has allowed the company to maintain its global dominance despite these losses. Love fashion as much as we do? Share this video and subscribe for more exclusive content and behind-the-scenes stories.